This is Con Carne, presented by Alex Ross Art. I'm James Van Osdell, and it's San Diego Comic-Con week. I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 18th of July, which means San Diego is right around the corner, and Alex Ross Art, of course, will be there. I've been watching Alex Ross's Instagram over the past few days, and the build-out of booth 2415 at San Diego Comic-Con, it is going to be unbelievable. If you're going to San Diego, if you're already there, stop by, visit Alex Ross Art. Lots of selfie opportunities, especially in front of that big Marvel Villains display. It looks amazing. And if you can't be in San Diego this week, the climate perfect San Diego, go to alexrossart.com. So last month, I interviewed the organizers of the new Naked Raygun tribute album, Godspeed. It comes out on July 28th. As a lot of us know, Naked Raygun's influence is large, especially here at home in Chicago. And with the compilation coming out really soon, I thought I would ask the question, why Naked Raygun? And for that, I turned to a couple former Con Carne guests and performers who contribute to the compilation album. So let's start with Steev Custer from the band Death and Memphis.
Why Naked Raygun? There's a million answers to this question, so that I'm going to try to keep them as short and sweet as possible. Why Naked Raygun? Number one, because of Lou Lombardo. Hands down, no one can run the circus that is Naked Raygun better than Lou. Thanks, Lou. Number two, because Basement Screams, Throb Throb, All Rise, Jettison, Understand, Raygun, Naked Raygun, Last of the Demohicans, Free Shit, and Over the Overlords. Why Naked Raygun? Because Naked Raygun rules the wasteland. Why Naked Raygun? Because Eric Spicer, Bill Stevens, Fritz, Jeff Pizzotti, and Pierre Kesdy. And why Naked Raygun? But more importantly, why Pierre Kesdy? Because despite suffering the afterfall of a stroke, and battling major depression, and having cancer, I never saw the man give up. He couldn't feel the guitar pick in his hand, so he would tape it to his thumb, and he would go out there and play the best he could play, and he let nothing stop him, ever. He played until he could no longer play anymore, and there was no more inspirational moment in my entire life. So why Naked Raygun? Because they're the best there is, hands down.
Why Naked Raygun? Let's ask Pete Mittler of the Bollweevils and the Methadones.
So the question is, why Naked Raygun? I think the answer is pretty obvious to anyone who's from Chicago and likes punk rock or alternative rock music and pretty much defined Chicago. They were very working class guys who got up and played a style of music that was very unique and sounded like no one else. It was also at a time when there really weren't a lot of other decent bands in or around Chicago. Yeah, for me, that was one of the first punk rock bands I ever got into. And again, they sounded, and to this day still sound so different than any other band. And they were a huge influence on me and every band I've been in. And yeah, I think a better question would be, why not Naked Raygun? If you're a kid from Chicago, that's just, they are the band.
Finally, one of our all-time favorite humans on Con Carne, Dr. Daryl Wilson of the Bollweevils.
Naked Raygun, first of all, to me, why Naked Raygun? They made it possible for me to be a part of the Chicago punk rock scene. And they epitomized everything that Chicago really entails. That they were these larger-than-life heroes that walked amongst us and played this music that was so much of what Chicago really is. You know, I moved here and was introduced to Naked Raygun, and that really was the thing that made me understand how special Chicago music was and their role. I mean, without Naked Raygun, you really don't have, you know, Alkaline Trio. You don't have Rise Against. You don't have the Foo Fighters, you know, with Dave Grohl being so affected by them. And you can see their reach far beyond just Chicago. But the funny thing is, though their reach went beyond Chicago, we, as the people that are here from the Midwest, that are Chicagoans, or that were adopted in Chicago, they were ours. They were everything about what we have. As Chicagoans, you know, we like to go to other places and brag about what Chicago has over other places. And we have Naked Raygun. And they're special. They are a part of the DNA of almost every band that has come up in Chicago. They were special to the point where they were events when you went to see them play. Watching Jeff Pizzotti play helped me to understand what it meant to be a frontman for a band. Hearing Pierre's bass tone and understanding that that's what, you know, we're supposed to sound like. That epitomizes Chicago. Having John Haggerty playing guitar and hearing his, you know, cutting through everything, just cutting things down. They were everything. Spicer's, you know, staccato rat-a-tat-tat of the drums. But you can go back to Kaleo and to Santiago and to Camilo. Everything about Naked Raygun is Chicago, and it's uniquely ours. But what we're sharing with the world is what's ours, showing how gritty we are, how, you know, tough we are, how artistic we are. And that's what Naked Raygun is. They are the gold standard of what we all aspire to be. That's why Naked Raygun.
So why Naked Raygun? You just got a lot of answers. Don't forget to check out Godspeed when it comes out on July 28th. And if you like this podcast or found it somewhat interesting, please tell a friend.